Welcome to another episode on Glamour Diary. My name is MC Ayulah and I remain your humble host. I have a master of ceremony, an event host, a compare, and a social media expert with me in the studio. He is a skilled professional communicator who has mastered the art and science in event hosting and stage performance. He is none other than MC Ayulah.
Thank you for having me. Thank you to everyone. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad to have you in the studio. MC Ayulah, so I just have to say this because when you walked in, I said to myself, I thought he was going to be skinny. I didn't even know when I said it out. Like because most MCs are skinny. Maybe they talk, so they know they call the hard weight.
Okay, so I understood, and when you said it, I responded that because I understood that perception from time
Yeah.
that people don't the craft of being an MC was not really valued.
Yeah.
It was not very lucrative in the past, but with the advent of a couple of routines and social media branding and a couple of other things, yes, people now understand that being a master of ceremonies is a lot important. Back then it used to be just comedians or radio presenters who were masters of ceremony, but over time the event space has evolved, and then we have different people who major as being a full-time master of ceremony, and I'm one of those people. So probably maybe that's why.
Togo master of ceremonies. Like when he walked in, I was like, this master of ceremony is mastering, because he's looking all Odogo-ish. All right. MC Ayulah has won over 500. Did I say one? Hey, God, he will win awards. So.
Women, no.
Now, wow. So he has actually hosted over 500 events, weddings, birthday ceremonies, civic, like corporate events, and many more. Many more. So if you're looking to invite him for your wedding ceremony, for your corporate event, for your civic dinners, just hold on him. But by the way, hold on, because I have him here with me, so he's going to give us more gist, more, juices into his industry as a master of ceremony. MC Ayulah, welcome once again.
Thank you.
Can you please just tell us a little bit about yourself so our audience get to meet you?
Okay, so my name is Ayobami Yusuf. The Ayulah from my name was coined from the abbreviations of my different names. A for Ayobami, Y for Yusuf, U for Ugochukwu, L for Lanre, A for Adegoke, and H for Azan. So many times when people find out and say, what's the U Ugochukwu? And then they ask me, yes, I speak Igbo. I lived with Igbos. And back then there was communal living. So our landlady then was the one who named me Ugochukwu. And everybody in my house speaks Igbo also, my father and every other person.
Me, are you an Igbo person?
No, I'm not Igbo. I'm a proper Yoruba man, but I speak Igbo because I grew up with them, so I speak Igbo. So for me, I never realized, I never thought about it of being a master of ceremony. It didn't cross my mind, but the glimpses were there from primary school days, from stage acting, drama, and then when I got to my secondary school, I attended Federal Government College Ilorin, a boarding school. When I got there, it blossomed more. I was doing a lot of stage acting. I was very popular in school. I was the head of the drama troupe. All of that were just hobbies for me. Then, and back then, I used to have that belief that if you're not a science student, you probably not be successful.
Wow.
So I didn't pay attention to that. Maybe I would have gone for theater arts, mass communication or something, but I wanted to be a science student. So I went on to be a science student. I read civil engineering, my first degree. then geology, my second degree, did my master's in geology, hoping to undergo my PhD in geology someday too. So, but in all of that, also then Nigeria happened. While I was in school, I took some IT certifications, and then I started working at Huawei as a telecoms specialist, fiber optics telecom specialist. And then I was traveling so much. It got to that point where I wasn't feeling fulfilled. And then I never thought about being a master of ceremony. Then it just crossed my mind. I attended a wedding someday, and then one of the my colleague that was sitting close to me was saying, Ayulah, you can do this, oh, you can do this. So that's the beginning of the journey. So on my way back home, I was driving back home, and then I was thinking, how would I be a master of ceremony? What would my parents say? How? And then I drove back home. I was just thinking, and then when I got back home, I went on YouTube, watched a few videos, and then I felt, okay, I could do it. And then that's where the journey started from. A year after, I had to quit my job because there were so many events. I had to resign my job and then to face being a master of ceremony full time. So Ayulah, in summary, this is how the journey started for me. I've always been this book person, but I didn't know I was going to go more into what my
Entertainment,
passion
yeah.
gave me.
So, MC Ayulah, you don't look Yoruba at all.
Okay, so I'm a full-fledged, full-blooded Yoruba man.
Please don't say it outside because nobody will believe you. Let me tell you, they will not believe you.
I'm
You
from Kwara
sound-
State. I'm from the Igbomin of speaking Omuaran, and I'm very deep-rooted in my culture and my tribe. But growing up in our compound back then, we're the only Yorubas in the compound. We had about 6 flats. We're the only Yorubas. We had Igbos. So I grew up with them. I understand every one of us, we understood the culture, the language, and one way or the other. Well, anytime I travel to the eastern part of Nigeria, I hear people speak Igbo to me and, keep talking. They don't even know that I'm not Igbo. Then it gets to a point that I don't understand what they are saying, and I say, Ross, calm down. Calm down. Not be everything I hear. And then, there are Igbo dialects also. So back then, I traveled to, there was time I went to Ebonyi. I did not understand what they were speaking there. There's a place in Anambra State, Abatete. I didn't understand. I had to call somebody who. So there's limit to all of those things. But I've heard it severally from different people that I don't look Yoruba, and sometimes I don't sound Yoruba. But I'm a full-blooded Yoruba man, very deep into the culture and traditions of Yoruba.
Wow. All I'll say is wow. I really love this. And are you married?
Yes, I'm married. I've been married for 12 years.
Wow.
I have 3 kids, 2 boys and 1 girl. My first boy will be 11 by August 17th. And the second born is 8. And my last born is 7.
Wow. Wow.
But we're done. I'm done. I'm done with kids. School fees is too expensive in Nigeria. So I beg, if we want to train them well, don't have too many kids.
Wow. MC Ayulah, so I'm going to be asking you this particular question because of what you just told me, that you're a dad and you've been married for a long time. So how did you juggle being a dad first and then knowing that this is a passion that you have not even tested the waters, even quarter? You now quit your job. See, if you were single, I will understand. Okay, first of all, before I go to that, you're going to answer this. How long have you been practicing being master of ceremony?
Okay, my first official event was in 2015. Was December 2015, December 5th, 2015.
And you were married as at then?
Yes,
and
I
you
was
had
married.
kids?
Yes, I was married I got married 2012, July 7, 2012. So I had my first child. Wow. And my wife was pregnant with second child when I left my job back then. So how do I cope? Okay, so that story that I was telling you initially that when I was driving back.
Yeah.
So when I got back home and I was watching videos on YouTube, trying to see Master of Ceremony, because I know I'm not a comedian, and comedy is a different art. So I was trying to see, and I knew more of comedians who were into the MC world. So I wanted to be sure that there were people who were not comedians, who don't crack jokes, but they're still humorous and they still anchor events. So after watching all of those videos and, got that validation, I remember that night, my wife served me food. And, with what I was having in my head, I asked her, I said, how do you see me being a master of ceremony? Because it wasn't about me anymore. I was married. And, the perception of how how my wife would, and then people start saying, your husband is an MC and all of that. I had that part. So I asked her that night, and she said one thing. She said, I should not waste my talent. I remember vividly.
Wow.
I tell this story all the time. She asked me not to. And then that gave me that validation that I should pursue it. My first event, I remember I had rehearsed, I had practiced, I had gone through the program, and then we attended the event together. And then she sent me a message. From my rehearsal, I wasn't sure the kind of crowd I was going to have. So I was torn between speaking Yoruba and speaking English. So, but I said, okay, I'll just do both. And then I went for the event. And, just before the event, after my introductions and all of that, I just saw a message from her. And she said, I should I should go with the flow, that people are really vibing with the flow. So I have a supportive wife.
Wow.
And now I have children who understand what I do, takes me away from the home, and they are very supportive because it brings food to the table, pays the school fee. So they already know. There's one of them who is even aspiring to be a master of ceremony. They're taking public speaking classes and all of that. And I won't dissuade them because I found somewhat of success in what I'm doing. So I won't dissuade them from going. So, but juxtaposing being a master of ceremony and being a father and being a husband can be very challenging.
Yeah, indeed.
Many of the weekends you're away from home. I was born 17th December, and trust me, in the last, say, 8-9 years, I have not celebrated any of my birthday at home. I am always working. Always.
And that's usually your peak period.
Yes, the Ember months are the peak period. December, you have end of year parties, you have weddings, Sundays, Christmas Day, you have people getting married. So having to carry them along, explain to them what I do and how the job is, and then making them understand also. So this morning, or somewhat in the morning after the event, I do video call, speak to them, so that they know that, okay, this is what I do. And, it's just a little bit easy for me because I have a supportive wife.
Yeah.
And then my children they also understand what I do.
Wow. So that brings me to say that for every successful man, there's a woman behind.
This gender war, I don't know when it go finish. but in all honesty, I'm a very strong proponent of what God has made. There's nobody, you can't do it alone. Nobody's self-made. And because we need companionship, yes, I'm a very strong proponent of it. Behind every successful man, you have a woman who is toiling, who is laboring, who is doing all of that to make the man successful. And the man should also reciprocate by bringing up the woman while he is growing also, because people get complacent about some of these things, and then you say but I agree with you. Behind a successful Ayulah, there's a Fola at home who is doing all the things.
Shout out to Mrs. Fola. We love you. Thank you for taking care of MC Ayulah. Wow, that's amazing. I find it hard to believe that you're Yoruba, but that's for another day. Maybe until I follow you to your mommy and your daddy and say, it's MC Ayulah from Ilorin.
No, from Kwara State.
Kwara Ilorin, yeah, Kwara.
Yes. Ilorin is the state capital.
Yeah.
I'm not from Ilorin.
So Kwara.
I'm from the Yoruba speaking of Kwara, which is the southern Kwara, which is Omwaron, Ofa, Ajashe, and a couple of other.
So is there a northern part in Kwara?
Yes, there's the northern part. Ilorin is the central.
Okay.
That's the state capital. Yeah. Obviously the most developed part of Kwara. And that's where I grew up. That's where I went to school. And then there's the northern part where we have the Patiji, the Nupe speaking, Nupe Barutin, Bakobaru speaking part of it. We have Patiji, we have Lafiaji, we have Saragi, and a couple of other towns there.
You are well informed.
No, no, very well informed. When I was working, before I became a master of ceremony, when I was working for Huawei Nigeria, I traveled all the states in Nigeria. So, and traveling is learning. You tend to know a lot more. I've been to all of the states, even places in some states where you don't expect. I have been there. And then in my sojourn, being a master of ceremony also, you're not limited to working in a particular place. I travel outside. Just this weekend, this Saturday, I was in Oshogbo. I anchored a birthday there before anchoring another one yesterday in Lagos here.
Wow. I really like the fact that you're deeply, like, let me look for the right word. Like, he's enriched with knowledge. And I love people who are enriched with knowledge because what it does is that even as a master of ceremony, it helps you because most of the times you get to meet people from different backgrounds, different society, people with different cultures. So this,
I want to speak on that.
yeah,
You can't be a successful master of ceremony if you cannot acquire knowledge. You must be able to acquire knowledge. You must be able to process the knowledge for wisdom, and you must be very detailed. It is very important because as a master of ceremony, you're, like you said, you're exposed to different people. You anchor different kinds of events. I've done for police officers, naval officers, architects, all from walks of life.
Yeah.
And then you find out that you must be able, at the event, you must be able to speak in their tone. You must be able to
The
talk like
language,
them because
yeah.
your next client might be seated in the audience. So you must be knowledgeable. And then we'll come back to social events in Nigeria, like weddings and all of that.
Yeah.
The knowledge you have acquired, you must be able to translate it to wisdom. I've had weddings where parents of the couple were at loggerheads with each other. And this small me, who is a master of ceremony, was called to mediate between. You find out there are a whole lot of things. I've had where there's emergency fire outbreak at the event center. You must be able to know you should not panic because when you panic, everybody's looking at you. At the event, the MC is the most important vendor. You relate with everybody. You relate with other vendors. You relate with your clients. You relate with almost everybody. So you mustn't panic because if you panic, you can cause stampede.
Yeah.
I've had a DJ, assistant of a DJ, collapse from epilepsy while we were about to do first dance.
Whoa.
And you must not panic. You must be calm about it. So there are the knowledge you acquire, you must be able to translate it to wisdom. And you must pay attention to details.
Details. Yeah.
Look at all the successful MCs, not just in Nigeria, not just in Nigeria, in Africa and all over the world. They are detailed. They pay attention to details. You must be able to analyze your audience. You must be able to, like I told you, my first event, I didn't know the language with which I was going to speak.
Yeah.
You must be able to flow with them. You go to somewhere like Ibadan, where you have the typical indigenes there. You can't go there and be speaking Queen's English.
Yes.
It gives you, as an MC, you must be smart to know that you must be able to read your audience, read events, and a whole lot of things. It's not easy being an MC. What we put out, or what majority of people put out, is the vibe and the ginger and all of that. Beyond that, every successful MC you see has put in work. They have routines. If this doesn't go, how do I switch it up? If you have a mix of audience, you have a Delta man and an Hausa man getting married, an Hausa lady getting married. You must be able to merge cultures. Those are two different stark cultures.
Yeah.
Someone from the north who might not even be an Hausa person. You have people from Plateau. You have people from Gombe. They are not Hausas. They don't speak Hausas. So and a lot of people from Gombe, a whole section in Gombe and just have Christians. Larger percentage of them. When you go to Langtan, Shendam, Mangu in Plateau State, they are Christians. When you go to Biliri in Gombe State, you go to Biliri, you go to Katungo, those people are Christians. All of them there. So you have people like that marrying from Delta and Isoko man, or you must be able to merge the cultures together. So a very strong attribute of an MC is being detailed and being knowledgeable.
What you just did is actually a crash course for someone who is an aspiring MC. So you can book MC Ayulah. Like you just gave a rundown of what an MC, like an upcoming MC, should like tick when planning for an event or whatever. Wow. MC Ayulah, when you started MCing, like how did you feel? Did you feel accomplished, under-accomplished, or not accomplished at all?
So when I started out, I was enjoying it. And for my first 2-3 events, I knew it was going to be a long-term thing for me. My first wedding, not event, my first event was a birthday, and my first wedding was in Benin City, a former classmate who hired me. And, that was my first time. No, that was my first time of sleeping in Benin. I had gone through Benin before.
Okay.
So, and I went to that event, a Yoruba groom and a Benin bride.
Right. Wow.
And then the outcome of that event gave me all the validation I needed to say I was going to go far. So I was taking it one event at a time.
Okay.
And then I got to know that no two events are the same. The dynamics, if the clients are not the same, the audience will differ. What they want would also differ. So there's a standard program we run, but you have people say, oh, my dad is late. I don't want the father-daughter dance at the wedding. Even in corporate events, you have people say, oh, no, we're not going to have a chairman speech there. So you must be able to. So as it was going on, I was learning. I was taking it one at a time. And years after, I would say, yes, I am happy with what I do. Am I accomplished? I wouldn't want to use that because I'm just scratching. 8 years after, I'm still scratching the surface. I want to go far. There are a lot of Gen Z MCs coming up now, and they want to push you out. No, so all of us do. When I started out being an MC, there was nothing like after parties and all of that. No. But over time, we had hype men.
Yes, hype men.
And then we have after parties. And then you have clients tell you that, oh, we want to hire you for reception and after party. So I had to up my game to say, okay, let me learn a little bit of hyping. I'm still not very good at it, but at least it is part of it because clients will say, oh, you can't hype. We don't want to go and hire a hype man. And the hype man cannot do the work of the MC. Yeah. So the reception that's at weddings. The reception takes longer time, but the hype. So I had to be able to merge both together. So yes, I am doing very well and I'm happy doing it.
Okay, I really like the word you used. You're happy doing what you're doing. And we trust that you're going to go much farther than this and make more money.
Amen.
So your very first job, how much were you paid?
That was December 5th, 2016. I was paid 50,000 naira. Oh. It was the birthday of my best man, who is also my best friend, Shegun Abaton. So I was paid 50,000 naira. He was the person who, when I started out and I started putting out flyers, started posting and all of that, he was the first person that said, okay, you're my man. I want you to do this. And he didn't, and eventually he didn't even say, I want you to do it for free. He paid me. I just told him, and then he paid me that money. It was the mom's 60th birthday, and then we had it that time.
Wow. Friends supporting friends. Surround yourself with good people. That's all I'll just say pertaining to this. Because some other people would have said, oh, now my guy, do it for me for free.
Absolutely.
There is something I saw unique in your bio. You say you wrote in your bio that you combine storytelling when emceeing for events. How do you do that? When you do not even have background knowledge of either the bride or the groom. So I'm really interested.
Okay, so at events, every master of ceremony must be able to engage your audience. In the past, it used to be comedians, and they use comedy to engage the audience. So, but some of us are not good comedians. Yes, I have good sense of humor. I can be humorous. But you see that stand-up comedy. Some of us are not very good at it. We're learning it. We're trying to. And then the event space has even shifted away from using core stand-up comedians because many times comedians just use that avenue to bring the event about them. Yes,
Yes,
some of them.
eventually.
But some of them are very good MCs that you won't even know that they are stand-up comedians. So storytelling is one of the arts with which we use to engage our audience. Is an ice you can use an icebreaker also. We use it in audience engagement where you tell stories about when you've analyzed the kind of audience you have, and then you bring up stories that will be relatable to the audience that they will be able to vibe to. One of it is when you have the older audience, you make your research. There were things that they did while they were growing up. Use that storytelling to connect yourself with the audience and also the event. Now we have 24 hours television. Back then it was NTA, you would begin from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. And there were stark peculiarities
Yeah.
that were like the NTA, you have the colored rainbow and all of that, and then national anthem. So taking people back into those days makes them connect to you. You can use different art of storytelling to engage. You have the younger folks, go to cartoons and a lot of that. Ask them question and answer, where you ask questions and the audience respond to you. Those different icebreakers help you to relax the audience and then vibe with them more.
Wow. So MC is actually a lot of work.
It is, though. It is.
It's a
It
lot
wasn't
of
well
work.
paid before, but right now, trust me, is a lucrative profession that some of us, which sometimes there's people say don't blow your trumpet, but I know I started a vibe. I started a generational thing of having to say, okay, it is not just about comedy. And I brought people on board, my colleagues, there are a whole lot of them. So it is very well paid now. Beyond the craft, you also have to brand yourself well. You also have to look good. You have to smell well. You have to, the packaging, it enhances your value. You must know negotiation and a couple of other things. So it is a lucrative venture.
MC Ayulah, when you started out as a young MC, what were the things you would say you did wrong that right now, if you're telling someone a new or a young upcoming MC, what would you tell them to avoid?
Okay, so while I started out, I wouldn't say I did some things wrong
Okay.
because I was pretty well informed.
Wow.
I had a mentor who is my cousin, Dr. Shogoyeni. He's a life coach now. He's a business coach, a performance coach. He has transited from being a master, but he was my mentor. He's still my mentor till date. So I had him. I also had a role model, Teju Babyface.
Teju.
I learned from him from afar because there's a difference between being a mentor and being a role model.
Yeah.
Yes, I met him. I bought his book, but I learned from Teju Babyface from afar. I had close relationship with Dr. Shugo. So it aided my journey. It helped my journey. I was able to, what I should have achieved in 4 years, I was able to conquer in 6 months because I had mentors. They were putting me through. No, don't do it this way. I remember there was a time my mentor told me that, that I should hire a photographer to follow me. That was my second wedding. I should hire a photographer to follow me to events, to take pictures of me so that I can put out pictures. He said, okay, if I can't hire a photographer, I should speak to the official photographer that even if I have to pay them, I should pay tip. Oh, take this 1.5. I remember what he said then. Take this 1.5 for recharge card so that I can get pictures to put out. Because he told me that from my first or second event, I had a whole lot of things to put out for people to know that I was working. So I wouldn't say I made mistakes. I had it really good. But also I've been a teacher from my first year. Before finding my feet, I had friends who wanted to do what I was doing, and we were growing and learning together. If I did one
Wow.
event and it went well, I had routines. I had friends that would say, okay, this is what I did, this is what I did. And, eventually I have a community of master of ceremonies. So there's so much to teach. There's so much that I will tell an upcoming MC. One of the major is get yourself a mentor. It is very important. And not just a mentor. Don't look at someone who is popping now. In the entertainment industry, that cuts across music, video, filmmaking, events, you have people who are popping at the moment. We have rave of the moment. Don't just check out. You should not aspire to be like a rave of the moment. You should see people who have been in the industry for over 5 years and they have results. They're getting it back to back, whether it is music, whether it is videography, whatever it is. So when you see those people, approach them. And then you must understand that you're not going there to milk your mentor. No. It is give and take. You want to, it's just like school. You pay school fees, your lecturer teaches you. You write exam, you pass, they give you a certificate. It's give and take. If you don't pay, they don't pay the lecturer. So this for this one, it's not, you're not paying if you get a mentor, but you must be of service. Mentorship is servitude. You look for ways to your mentor must also gain from you. You have opportunities that you see. Go there and serve. You're not just going there just want to milk from your mentor and go. Okay, if you don't want to do mentorship, go for coaching. That is the one you will pay for.
Yeah.
And then you get the coaching. And if you can't do all of that, look for your fellow colleague. Intern from them. You can learn from different people. You can have 10 mentors. You can have, it's non-exhaustive. So go with those people, learn from them. It is very important. Nobody knows it all. I'm still learning. The dynamics of the events industry changes per time.
Yeah.
And you must also
Move with the trend.
You must move with trend. It is very important. We now do games in events. We had people, I will tell you, 2015, people were not doing games at events.
All.
2016, when some of us started, beginning of 2016, we started doing games. Proper, we went from shoe game, went to other games. Now we do scavengers game. We do a whole lot of different games to engage guests because that is what a lot of clients want. People don't just want to sit down, eat, and go. They don't just want to laugh at your event and go. They want activity. They want to participate. I know myself that I'm one of the new school MCs from 2015, 2016 who started doing games at events. And it started working. People loved it. I was doing this the Indian dance. People really loved it. I don't do it anymore. But it was something that reigned at a particular time. So all of that, when you get a mentor, for every upcoming MC, when you get a mentor, you would learn more. Your growth will be accelerated. But you must also know that you're not going there to milk your mentor. Don't just think you want to take. You're going there to serve. You would go out with him. Your mentor is not your friend. You're learning from that person. Your mentor takes you out and him and his colleague are talking and then you think you have an opinion. No. They're not a chook mouth for that kind of talk.
Hey.
Your mentor is not your friend. You don't see where your mentor is lacking and then you go and start saying that, like, oh, that man said no good. That guy no good. No. If your mentor gives you access and you're even privileged to visit him in his home and all those other things, you must have emotional intelligence to know that this person is, you want to learn from this person. I have people, I don't even regard them as my mentee. I see them as my friends. We started out together. I taught one or two things. They're making even a whole lot more than I am now. But am I fulfilled with what I'm doing? Absolutely. Some of us are teachers. I grew up.
A teacher.
I grew up because my mom is also a teacher, is a secondary school teacher. So some of us are teachers, and we take pride in sharing.
Yes.
We have people who are doing well in the industry, but they can't teach.
Yeah.
Whatever they've done, you cannot say this person grew from them. I don't even see people that I teach. In fact, let me tell you, I didn't even know the worth of what I was teaching my friends, because I see them as my friends. I could be slightly older, but I see them as my friends.
Yeah.
It was when they started gifting me. That is when I sat down and I said, but why? You are my party now. And then there was one particular word from one of my very good friends. He said, you have taught me what I'm doing that is putting food on my table. I would never forget. I won't lie to you. This is my friend. I may not mention his name, but for every time I have seen him, he has gifted me something. If it is not a bow tie, it's a suspender. If it is not a suspender, every of my birthday he sends me money. Wow. And it's a big MC. In fact, he's doing very good. He now tours around Europe, America. He just came back from America recently. Wow. In fact, I will even mention his name. His name is Dio Ice.
Wow.
We served together. NYSC. And but very respectful. And he's one of the best out there. He made me see friendship beyond, we're just there. No. He gave his all for that. And it redefined my own. And there are so many of them also. I have Lord ATM, I have Daily Fresh. I have a whole tribe.
Wow.
I have a whole tribe of my friends. I don't see them, and I see them as my colleagues. Because sometimes when I can't be at two events, when I refer some people, and then I don't say, no. They are my friends. And you see in turn, they refer me also.
Yeah.
They consider me for jobs also. Call me. MC Ayulah, please, are you free for so? I said, yes, I'm free. And they refer me.
We rise by lifting others.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow, you said something that really caught me. Mentorship is servitude. A lot of people don't know how to draw the lines, especially when their mentor gives them access. And then they spoil good relationships that could have turned out to be lifetime treasures.
Absolutely.
I'll put it that way. Wow. You really have a depth of rich knowledge.
I'm still a small boy. I just start life.
You should actually start a school of MC or something, because you actually have a depth.
So last year I wrote a book also. I released it on my birthday last year. And then I launched it January this year. It's a book for MCs, a beginner's guide. Wow. But you find out that almost every other thing you need. I didn't pour my experiences there. And what I only put out there was what a layman would see and pick up. A lay person would see and pick up and say, okay, let me read, and then you can succeed. I talked about branding. I sectioned it into two: the craft and the business part, because everything has a business part.
Yes.
Even people working in the offices, you must pay attention to the business part of your business, of what you do. If not, you find out that people coming behind you will just usurp you.
Yeah.
They'll be better than you. Why am I still stalking? So you must understand the business part. The business part in MCing requires negotiation, requires social media branding, requires marketing, requires networking with other people. The craft aspect is how you speak on stage, the language to use. Everything you do on stage is the craft aspect, and then the business aspect.
I think also. I really want to even add more to the business aspect, which is management.
Yes, absolutely.
Because you need someone to manage you so that you don't break down.
True.
Because I believe for MCs, most MCs, especially in their initial stage when coming up, they may want to take every job on the table, but you must realize that now one body you get to.
So I read, one of the things I learned back then, reading from my role model, Uncle Teju Babyface.
Yeah.
I read from his book a chapter on the title of the book is 23 secrets of the streets in entertainment. And then there's a chapter where he spoke about having a walk-away price. Whether you're starting out, whether you're an established brand, you must have a benchmark of the money where you walk away. You can't take everything. Yeah. You can't do everything. And then but you don't have a walk away. You don't set your walk away arbitrarily. Also, what value are you giving? Check out people in your industry. I wrote that in my book also. Check out the A-list MCs. Check out the B-list and the C-list MCs. What are they charging? Don't say just because you're a graduate you think you can charge 500,000. Because people do it. They say, or they've taken 3 or 4 jobs. Say, no, you can't. Some of us who charge in millions, we grew. My first event was 50,000. The following event was, I think, 30,000. And then there was one again. I've done event of 10,000 naira before.
Wow.
And yes, I've done pro bono events. I've done free events before also. So but I've grown. My brand has grown over time that I can now conveniently charge in hundreds of thousands, in millions. Yes, I can call that now because I know I command that fee.
Yeah.
You're starting out as an MC. You don't know protocols at events. You don't, when you have a state function, you don't know that you're supposed to call the elected before the appointed. You have the governors on seat, you have commissioners on seat. You would recognize governors first before you recognize, because they are the elected. The elected comes. And then a whole lot of other things. What value are you giving to say you want to command the fee that you're charging? Even at weddings that you think it's all vibes, there's an order of program. You don't make people dance before cutting the cake. When they dance, there's possibility they break a sweat.
Yeah.
You don't want them cutting the cake while they are sweating, and then pictures won't come out well.
Oh.
In the recent time, you have people say, let the couple be seated before you have the opening prayer, because you're there because of them.
Yeah.
So one of the major things that I also revolutionized and I popularized is make weddings about the couple.
Yeah.
It is about the couple. It is about their family. It is not, when it's time for the parents to do birthday, you understand, but it is about the couple. You find out that some people leave event and you ask them, what's the name of the bride?
They
They don't know. What's the name of the groom? They don't know. But ask them, how far with the jollof? Oh boy. That meat's big. You have a whole lot of that. So at events also, you make them the center of attraction. And then there's moderation to everything.
Yes.
A wedding is a family-oriented event. Vulgar jokes are not allowed.
Yes.
Sexual jokes are not allowed. You have their grandmother, you have children, in this our African setting, whatever you want to do, you can take it. Some people want it moderate. As I'm saying that you make it about the couple, some couples don't want to be at the spotlight. And that's when you have to be smart. Some couples say they don't want to be at the spotlight. Oh, make use of our friends. Let our friends enjoy. We just want to sit down and watch what they are doing.
Wow.
So as an MC, you must be able to strike a balance. And then you have some that the parents are the one in charge. The parents, you must merge the wants of every parties. Wow. The couple, the parents, the families. You have some people who the families are dictating the shots. The couple might have hired you, but on that day, you're serving everybody. While you're on stage anchoring, you have some people signaling to you from the audience that time is going, we're traveling, make it.
Wow.
You can lose your thought process in the process.
Yes.
So being an MC is not easy. You have some people, you're talking on stage, some people are whispering to your ears and say, MC, please be fast. Wow. MC, yeah, let's do it. Let's get everybody to stand up. Some people that don't even know the details you've gotten with the couple, you've gotten from the couple, from the planner and all of that. You just see the one auntie. I was the one that raised her. Yeah, this is what will happen.
Hey.
And you can't fight them. So you must be able to now balance how things will be and make sure each party is satisfied. You can't satisfy everybody.
Yeah.
Because some people will overdo. But as the master of ceremony, there's a reason why it's called master.
Yes.
You have mastered that event. From the program, you have mastered it. And whoever you call a master is someone that is superior.
Yeah.
So being a master of ceremony, you have mastered the ceremony. You must be in charge.
MC Ayulah, I'm so happy to be interviewing you, first of all.
Thank you.
Because you have really given us a crash course. In short, it's even more than a crash course. This is like it's a full course into the world of a master of ceremony. And we are truly glad and appreciate your time and efforts being here in our studio today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
for having me.
Did you guys enjoy this session? So if you're looking at starting something like this, or probably, I don't know, but you should
So the thing is, everybody needs a touch of public speaking.
yeah.
If you intend to grow in your craft, there will get to a point in time where you would do public speaking. Everybody, whether be you a banker, everybody, as rich as Dangote is, you get to see him speak,
active.
make presentations, and all of that. So everybody needs a touch of public speaking. So you should learn how to speak in public at different times. At events, you find out people when they call on the best man to come and give. Many times, boy, I don't know what to say. Say, don't worry, I'll stay stand there. Oh, I'm very shy. I don't want, But every craft, every business, every endeavor needs a touch of public speaking, because you would need it at some point in time when you get to a successful stage, whether you are teaching, whether you're presenting. There gets to a time where you will face the crowd, where you will speak, and you must be eloquent. Though eloquence does not depict wisdom,
Yeah.
you must have garnered enough knowledge and application for wisdom.
Yeah. With this, we'll call it a wrap for today. But before we draw the curtains, I would like to know if you have social media handles they can look you up.
You want to make Gen Z pursue me for it? I'm on social media. So on Instagram, I'm on Instagram as Ayulah, Ayulah.
Okay.
That's it on Instagram. On Facebook, Ayulah. On X, Ayulah_. And on TikTok also, Ayulah. On YouTube, Ayulah Speaking Services. We do. No leave, no transfer. We are here. No retirement. We are here, and we'll chop that money together.
Wow. I really love this. Thank you for watching till the end. And ensure you subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified when we post new videos and all of it. And ensure you share this video with your friends, with your brothers, your sisters, those ones that are looking to starting something in this field. Thank you once again. Till we see next time. Bye-bye.